Hi everybody. Good evening. I couldn't even be bothered to play the intro. It's it's very it's very dejecting. That's all I can say at this moment. I'm very sad. I'm very not sad. I don't know. I'm let down, frustrated, pissed off. And what stands out for me is, do these guys, these players, do they not know what's at stake here? Are they not aware? What are we playing for? Are we not aware what? I don't know, man. It's as if they don't want it. It seemed like Newcastle wanted the game more than us. It's as if Newcastle was going to qualify for Champions League. I don't know. We just done a watch along with Mo as well, and towards the end, he couldn't really speak. And I feel sorry for the fans who've gone all the way to Newcastle, and what? Nothing. It's rubbish, man. It's rubbish. Lev, what are you saying?
What do you want me to say, man?
Don't know.
What do you want me to say, bro? I am sick to death of this bullshit, man. Like, I'm not reactionary. I give my team as much chance as I can. I hate people in these chats that say you shouldn't have an opinion, or you shouldn't say this about what happened in January, and you shouldn't say this about your team and the manager, and he deserves a contract. I have never known an Arsenal team or manager that could get away with an 8-8 and a 5th finish and be rewarded a new contract. Never in my lifetime. Never. Right? And the worst thing about it is, we said this is a window of opportunity here, a massive window of opportunity there was. We had an opportunity to get top 4, and instead of being brave and going, right, we're going to grab it now and go, you need to strengthen in the summer anyway. We need a midfielder in the summer anyway. Why did you not do it in January? It's come back to haunt us. The Partey injury, the Tierney injury, all these injuries. Yes, I get it. But we might have been able to get away with it had we had a decent midfield. Had we had Bruno Guimaraes, for example, you got him with Xhaka. Then you don't need to use an El Neni in midfield. You get stuck in your short, you could maybe use him at the back or something. It gave us options, and we still going in to try and win top 4 with Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, he had a couple of games where he done all right for us, but this has it started to level out. Newcastle looked like the team that was chasing top 4. Bruno Guimaraes absolutely bossed midfield. I predicted it. I've been saying this since January. And people in the chats were telling me that Xhaka's better than Bruno Guimaraes. Well, you've just witnessed a Bruno Guimaraes masterclass, and I didn't see Xhaka anywhere near him. And you are telling me that we were right to go into the rest of the season like this? It was cowardly, man. We gambled downwards, not upwards, as Mo said. We gambled our top 4 like we've had top 4 year after year for the last 10 years. Don't tell me about the mistakes like we've never made these mistakes before. These are mistakes we've been making year after year prior when we were even making top 4. But at that time, it was a mistake of not strengthening to challenge for the title. And then we were started to slowly hold on to it by our fingertips for top 4 until we weren't buying, we weren't strengthening. And in the end, we fell out and Spurs took over. What did Spurs do in January, Shaheen? They went and got Bentancur and they went and got Kulusevski, changed their season. What did we do? We offloaded and weakened. And you're wondering why this has happened. It's insane. And then what we've done on top of that is we've rewarded him with a new contract. And I don't understand these fans that agree with it.
I've just had a quick look on Twitter, and I can see people are saying, we're proud of the team, this, that, the other. We're looking forward to the summer.
Please,
trust the process.
Listen, there's
anyway, let me just read that. Super chat. Tom Snack, thank you very much, Tom, for your kind super chat, man. We praise El Neni and want to give him a new contract for playing well against Leeds, and we haven't played in the Champions League since Xhaka came. Fuck him, get him out. Everybody's upset, man. Guys, I'm going to put the link in the comments soon, so you guys can click on the link, join me and Lev, have your say. I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to speak because I'm assuming there's going to be quite a few people who want to come on. But yeah, this is, I can't believe this, man.
I can believe it.
I wish we
Because
used Zambia and Aziz in the midfield. Do you know what? I don't think it would have made a difference, Tom, because we lost everything today from midfield. We lost the battle midfield. We lost the battle up front because every time the ball was going up front, they were winning it, and it's just not good enough, man. Just not good enough. I don't know. Listen, we don't deserve top four. Let's get that right. With the form that we're in and with how things are, we don't deserve top four. And it's shocking. It's shocking to me. And this has gone down to the players. When you're giving your manager a contract, right? You're basically telling everybody that, it's all right. If we don't qualify for Champions League, he's going to be here. It's going to be all right. And obviously, this goes through down to the players. So that it takes the importance of Champions League as well. And it's so frustrating, man.
we've treated the opportunity of getting Champions League.
We've bottled it, basically.
We've disrespected it. We had an opportunity, and if we'd gone all out to get it, we would have got it. Right?
Yeah.
We disrespected it, and Arteta got what he deserved. And what have we done? We've rewarded him already with a new contract. So none of this matters. None of it matters.
All he does, he just stands on a touchline and he goes like this, trying to be Pep Guardiola or something. Anyway, I've dropped the link in a chat, guys. Click on the link, join us, have your say, get it off your chest. And as I said, I'm going to bring everybody, just give everybody a couple of minutes to speak. Let's start with Zam, who was here first. Hi, Zam. How are you?
Good evening, fellas. I am disappointed, upset, but not surprised by this result. We are Bottle Jobs FC. I've always known it. You see it from the beginning of the season. You see it just a few games ago this season when we lost to a bunch of mid-table to lower table teams. It was all good that we got revitalized with a couple of London derbies and beat Manchester United, but then we lost the London derby to Tottenham Hotspur, and I knew after that it was downhill. I totally knew. I'm not surprised by this result at all. We are Capitulation FC, Bottle Job FC, every negative FC you can think of, and not re-strengthening in January plays a part in this. We have some really timid, weak players, no leaders at all. Rewarding mediocre players with new contracts, rewarding a mediocre manager with a new contract. It's just absolutely ridiculous how shit our team is. It starts from the very top with Stan Kroenke as well. I mean, giving Arteta a new contract is absolutely absurd. You can't be doing that until the end of the season to reassess. But then again, I do think our owners are lazy. I don't think they want to do the work that they actually have to do in recruiting a new manager. They just can't be asked, in my opinion. They're just happy for mediocre money to come through and, loyal fans to keep supporting this shit. Because unfortunately, under Wenger, we've become very apathetic as fans. We forget what it means to demand success as fans. And now we're all about trusting the process and all this bollocks. When you look at a team like Chelsea, they have a shit season. They rectify it the following season.
Yeah.
They hire and fire, and they're back to winning ways. Us, we have to go through these long-ass procedures for years and years and years. We're getting conned. We're getting conned in every possible way as Arsenal fans. We really are. Whether it be our ticket prices, the food we have to pay at the stadiums, the sort of players that we bring in, and the players that we get rid of as well, like not replacing Aubameyang is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I could go on. I do apologize.
No, it's all right.
No, bro. No, you're right. 100%.
Zam, what about today? What about the game today?
What about it? I knew we lost the moment we kicked off.
Where'd you put the blame? Who'd you put the blame?
Well, there's only so much. There's only so much Arteta to do with the 11 he's got, for sure. Like, so we're not expecting too much of a tinkering. Funnily enough, I thought the one player who actually got substituted was probably our best player on that pitch in Tavares. In my opinion, I don't think he put a foot wrong in there, but I can totally understand why he brought him off, because we needed to attack. I totally get that. But he's a bit of an attacking player in his own right, even though he's a defender. But people like Emile Smith-Rowe lost his form. I don't think Saka's been that great recently either.
We've burnt them out. We're playing them too much. We've burnt them out, Zam.
Yeah, we haven't got a decent squad. When it comes to our attacking players, we're quite lightweight. We've got someone like Nicolas Pepe, but we hardly use him. And after that, who have we got? It's really hard to think.
We've relied the whole season on these kids.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We were like, can I just, Shaheen, sorry to interrupt, Zam, but this guy here, Thievius Slick, let him enjoy the successful season. This is Thievius Slick's successful season. I'm going to keep whinging. You enjoy your successful season. Successful. Like, what has happened to us? How is this successful? Like, my team that I know, right, if there's top 4, all right, fine. You got Europa. Is that what you're happy with, Thievius? Because I'm not happy with that, especially when top 4 is dangling like that in front of you. You're 4 points ahead, and had you strengthened, you would have secured it. And you're happy with this. This is a successful season for you. Nah, man. Forget that.
Anyway, Zam, thanks for coming on, man. We need to keep it rolling. There's quite a few people.
Sorry, Zam. Sorry,
Thanks for coming on, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Look after yourself, yeah?
Thank you.
Cheers, Can I just enjoy the successful season, Shaheen? Can I go and celebrate? I'm going to go and get the champagne. Is that all right?
Hang on, guys.
Brandon, hi, Brandon. How are you?
How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, very good. You?
I'm chilled.
What's your thoughts on the game?
What can I say? See it coming, mate. See it coming. You could just tell by the performance last week against Spurs that we was going to bottle top 4. We kind of said after the match reaction after Spurs, it wouldn't surprise me if we went to Newcastle and lost. With the way that we performed, it's a mentality thing, right? For me, we're a bunch of sheep. That's what we are, sheep. Yeah, and that's Arsenal as a whole. That's the fan base, the owners, the manager, the players, sheep, the lot. Yeah, the fan base, they lap up everything that this football club does, right? PR, everything. Everything this football club says, the fan base believes and gets behind, even if it's a load of crap, right? Like, for example, Mikel Arteta, we trust in what he's doing. He's doing a good job at Arsenal. Is he really? £250 million spent. The majority of that's gone on defence. We've lost the same amount of games as we did last season. We conceded more goals than last season. So he's doing a great job. He's 3 years into a job. He spent that sort of money, but yet we can't even achieve Champions League football when it's in our hands. So, the fan base are sheep. The owners are sheep because, the owners sit there and they go, oh, the fans are happy. So, we're going to offer this guy a new contract. It doesn't matter that the season's not ended yet. It doesn't matter that we're in a strong position to get top 4. We'll give him a contract based off the fact that our expectations at the beginning of the season was to get top 6. Let's not adjust our expectations based off of where he is in the league. Let's just give him a contract, and then we can pretty much say to him, do you know what? It doesn't matter, Mikel. If you lose these next 3 games, mate, it doesn't matter, mate, because you've got your new deal. Yeah, we're gonna back you for the next 3 years, even if you don't deserve it. And it doesn't matter about Champions League football. So if you go and blow it, you bottle it. No worries. We'll come out with some more PR as to why that's happened. And then you've got the manager, who's a complete sheep. You see his tactics against Tottenham. You see his tactics again tonight. What was that system? What was that system? I've said it time and time again as well. Our system relies on one player playing well in order for us to play well. If Martin Odegaard plays well, we play well. If Martin Odegaard's crap, like he was again tonight, we're crap. And that's Arteta's system. So either Martin Odegaard needs to become more consistent in his performances, or we need an upgrade on him already. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how it goes with that. And then the players, they're young. They're young. They're going to be inconsistent. I get that, right? But how many of them want Champions League football? That's my question. Because it was in our hands. You had to go to Tottenham and pick up a draw, minimum, in order to take the pressure off this game and potentially the Everton game. But instead, we got battered against Tottenham, adding to the pressure in this game, which we lost. Right, hang on. Just a sec,
Go on.
Shaheen, right?
Go on.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people waiting, so go on.
Yeah, no, it's fine, mate. It's fine. I'll make it quick.
Go on.
So yeah, we do all of that, and it's like, do you know what I mean? Like they don't want it, mate. They don't want Champions League football. Why would they? They know they're getting battered by Bayern Munich. They're getting battered by this, Liverpool and AC Milan and X, Y, and Z because the manager, he ain't got a clue, mate. He ain't got a clue. So more fool everybody else. We've got another 3 years of this crap. Well done. Can't wait for next season because this season's done. That's my view.
Shaheen,
Thanks,
can I just
man.
say, I don't think our team's that bad. Our first starting 11, when everyone's fit, is good. What he's done is he left us woefully short. He weakened us in Jan, and I don't blame the youngsters, and I don't blame the team in a sense. I think that had we added, when we got rid of an Aubameyang and weakened our front line, and we got rid of midfielders and defenders that we could have had the cover for, and didn't strengthen when Bruno was available, we've paid for it. That's where we've lost this.
Yeah, but at the same time, Lev, just real quick as well, because I know you've got other people that are waiting. This is where this is where there's a difference between a good manager and a great manager. A great manager, yeah, can get performances out of players that he doesn't necessarily pick in his first 11, and he can get around things like injuries and suspensions and stuff like that, and he can still get performances out of the team.
Yeah, we don't have that level of scrutiny.
So, Mikel Arteta for me, yeah, but again, no, Lev, I'll say this, right? Everybody, a lot of people were saying, give El Neni a new contract, give Eddie Nketiah a new contract based off of, 2 performances, one against Chelsea, one against Manchester United, right? So if he can get a tune out of them in them 2 games, why can't he get a tune out of them now?
No,
because he's not a good manager, mate. That's what it is. End of.
Sheen, man. What are you doing? Wait. Are you still here, Sheen? Is he frozen? Wait. Well, it looks like it's me, guys. Yeah. Are you still here? You're still here. Look. He's on a wind up. Look at him. Shaheen.
Shaheen looks like he's about to cry. What's going on?
Well, Shaheen, what are you doing? What is he doing? Has anyone else noticed that Shaheen's not responding to us? Am I the only one? Abdul, what did you think of the game? Sorry, Brandon. You can hear me, Abdul, right?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Thank you, bro. I could just about hear you, though. Shaheen, are you even listening to this conversation?
I can't hear Shaheen.
I think he's watching Arteta's press conference.
I'm watching Arteta's press conference. That's why I've muted it. So if you carry on, I'll tell you what he's saying.
All right, Abdul, what did you think of the game, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm actually quite devastated.
Can't hear you, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me? Well,
A little bit. Is everyone else hear him? Turn your mic
Yeah,
up,
I can hear you.
Yeah. Go on.
okay. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I was working while watching the game.
Good
I'm
job, I know.
freaking boiling from inside. I'm really depressed. I'm kind of sad. I had no doubt in my mind that we would win this game. Actually, I'm surprised that we lost. If Arteta is the manager, everyone is saying we should have won this game, minimum 2-0. But yeah, like as soon as Tony also got injured, it's like all hell broke loose. Like this guy is like, I don't know, he's like the bone of the defense or whatever. Like I don't know. It's like we've been keeping clean sheets when he was playing. Suddenly, when he got injured and he was gone, no more clean sheets on the table. And yeah, man, it's really sad. The biggest thing for me is like I always compare ourselves to Liverpool, and I never compare ourselves to Man City because Man City has got unlimited money, but Liverpool doesn't, right? Their owner came out and said we have $500 million that we're willing to spend to fix this club and to get us competing again, and that's exactly what he did. He found the manager that he wanted. He hunted him down. The club rejected him twice. Third time, he insisted, I don't want anyone to come to this club except for you. You're our manager. We want you, right? So he found the manager that he wanted, that he truly believes in, and he went after that manager. no matter what it was going to cost, no matter what it would take, they went for this guy. He ends their first season 8th place, right? And then his second season, straight after, he gets top 4. He ended in 4th. The year after that, takes them to the finals in the Champions League. They don't win it, but guess what? The year after, they won it. They're still competing at the highest level. They're still up there. This year, they're making the Champions League final again. And I'm just looking at us, and we're like, it's our 3rd year with this guy, and it doesn't look like we're going to make top 4.
But Abdul, let's talk about the game tonight. I know Arteta. I know the situation.
I know. It's just I'm looking at the players, and I'm like, I don't know if I can blame this on the players or not, because at the end of the day, it's like we have one style of play. If that doesn't work, then we never adjust, we never adapt, we never change it. It worked against West Ham, it worked against Chelsea, it's going to work against other teams. Well, the other teams are seeing your game plan. They adapt to it, they changed it. They were able to deal with Inani and Chaka in the middle. They're able to take control. You need to change it up, change whatever instructions you have for Odegaard, change it up or change. You have to be able to change some of your instructions during the game, because at the end of the day, the other manager is watching. He already sees what your play style is. He already understands that you have to be ready for that. You can't just tell me that we have one manager who just has one idea of how to approach the game and that's it. It just doesn't work that way. Like, you look at...
You think he got the tactics wrong tonight?
The tactics for me is fine, but like you saw the first half, it didn't work, right? You should be changing it up. Like he
doesn't have the personnel for it. Abdul.
He puts Pepe in, and I'm like, why are you putting Pepe in? You punished this guy the entire season, and you think this guy's gonna play for you for this one important game? He's gonna want to screw you over. The guy doesn't care. Like, you freaking screwed him over. You bottled his career. Like, who knows if he can get another insane contract after he leaves Arsenal or not? Like, obviously,
yeah, but to be honest with you, I'm not really bothered about Pepe. What he can get, he can't get. He can go do.
He can go and leave, but
it's about Arsenal. But he doesn't have anybody else to bring on.
I understand, Shaheen. My issue here is that you can't go punishing players, and then when you get stuck with them, you end up playing them. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
well, listen, you could see why he's not playing. You could see why he's not playing Pepe tonight. You see how many he came on. We need to win the game. Misplaced passes.
But that's not the same Pepe that I used to see before. For me, that's a Pepe who just didn't want to play.
He's been like that before.
That's a Pepe for me who didn't want to play. Like, if you look at Pepe's stats, the guy always gets an assist or a goal every time he plays.
Well, yeah.
Not every time, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Let me see. Let's see what Rohan has got to say. Rohan.
Yeah, go ahead, Rohan.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. If you guys can, when you come on, because there's quite a few people in the background that they want to come on, and there's other people trying to get in, but they can't, because I get the message that people trying to come in the studio. So let's try to be quick so we can get through a lot of people. Go on, Rohan. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I mean, second game, where I came from work early to watch this crap, it's same old shit. Like, it starts from the owner. Like, I was in Munich a few months ago to watch Bayern play Champions League, and I remember their fans, even when they were winning 3 or 4-0, they're demanding 6 or 7, even after losing out games against Villarreal, they wanted to chase Oliver Kahn out. And I mean, we got Edu, up front. What's his qualification? He's probably money laundering by signing random players in Brazil.
I don't know if I agree with the money laundering.
Listen. Firstly, though, with regards to Edu, he's getting a lot of stick and all that. But we can't say that we haven't made some good signings. We have.
No, but
the problem is, Rohan, we didn't strengthen when we had the chance. Look at that display Bruno put in against us today.
Yeah, I mean,
how are you looking at him and telling me that man wasn't good enough to be signed in January to walk into our team?
Edu, right? Edu, he's so overrated. He cannot pull off top Brazilians. You see Juninho at Lyon. He bought Paqueta and Guimarães. Guimarães was linked to Arsenal before signing Lyon. Edu, I mean, even after he played for Lyon, Edu could not sign him. So his scouting is very overrated. And even with people hiring these people like Edu and Vinay, what's their qualification? when you see clubs like Bayern and Dortmund in Champions League, they have like clear structure identity on like how not how they recruit players, but also like they have like certain qualification and like requirements for like people in charge. Like Arteta, like they hire him because they're all novices, so like they can just get along and they can accept mediocrity. The same with the fan base as well. Like they're just like grounding.
So
the
you
entire
you
club
put
in
this.
mediocrity.
So you basically blame Edu and Arteta and everybody for it, right?
Yeah, it's all of them because like even the games that we are winning, right? Like in the second half of the season, like okay, some of them like we played well, but the others like Leeds especially like the home game, like we're scraping against like relegation teams, So like these wins are like overrated as well. Like we're not like performing well.
Okay. Well, listen. Thanks for coming on and having your say,
no
man.
problem.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
Don't mess
Take
with the
care,
Rohan.
man. Abdul, do you want to have your final say as well? I need to bring people on.
Yeah, so I will say, obviously, a lot of fans are coming in and probably really upset why we're all complaining. But just like Arteta was doing fine, the 3 games that we had and we were killing it. We all stayed quiet. We were all praising him, but like this just goes to prove what we were just saying back in December. I've always questioned his man management, his tactics, but my biggest thing right now is not Arteta. It's the owners, man. They like the fans need they like
they gave him 250 mil to spend.
Man, even then, like that's not enough. You need at least 500 million to like.
Abdul, man, this is not a championship manager,
I am telling you, minimum.
They're not going to do that in one hit, though, Abdul. They're not going to do that.
I never said in one hit, but they should have invested back in January. They should have brought a couple more players, invest another 50 million, get in a striker. You freaking you don't want Aubameyang anymore. Then you freaking bring in a striker. That's for me is my biggest issue. Even if we do change Arteta, it's going to be the same thing. The owners will always look for ways to end up saving money. So the biggest question here on the owners is, are they going to invest in this summer or not? And not saying that I am like I want Arteta sacked tomorrow. I don't want this manager. It's obvious that he can't take us forward,
bro.
Well,
but it's not happening. Again, why is it not happening? Because of the owners. That's no matter how much we all complain and we all think. What I'm doing is I'm protesting is by not buying any more merchandise. I used to buy the jersey every year. Now not anymore. That's what I'm doing. That's all.
But listen, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on and giving us your thoughts.
Thanks, Abby.
Not a lot that we can agree on tonight, Abdul. But thank you very much for coming on and giving us your thoughts,
guys.
Look after yourself, yeah.
Melvin, give us some wisdom, bro. Give us something to hold on to, Melvin.
I can't give anything to hold on to, but what I will say,
yeah, that's a bit dodge.
What I think we might have learned the last few months about our team is that we can only play well if the team we're playing allows us to play well. Once we get a team that's got any idea of how to play against us, we're finished. We don't control how we go into a game. We are controlled by every team we play. If we go into a team like Leeds, who are not very good, all right, they changed it around second half, away to Norwich, away to Leeds, where we've murdered teams, is because they have been poor and they've allowed us to run the game. Our midfield is not very good, but when you play against a poor team, it's not as important as when you play against a top quality team. That's why we won't get good performances against results or against Man City, who we did play well against at home. It was a wild game, but the rest of the top teams we won't. Against Spurs, we got all the tactics wrong before the game. We're all crying out with let them come on to us.
Yeah,
let them come to us. We don't need to win. It's all on them.
All would have done us, Melvin.
And not only that, what would have happened, Leb, is the home crowd would have got aggravated. And it would have filtered through to the play. We know. We've seen it before. We've been there. We've done it. So what do we do?
Do you think it was arrogance? Melvin? Do you think he went in with arrogance, thinking I'm going to go toe-to-toe with them on their own ground and beat them?
I think he wanted a badge on his chest, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what he wanted. And it blew up in his face. You shouldn't gamble when it means European football. I'm sorry. You're not gambling with a couple of chips here. You're gambling on European football. And he failed. And tonight's performance, I mean, come on. It was like I said at half time to the boys, I said, Who's going for European football here? Us or them? They
Yeah, we
wanted
said the
it.
same.
I don't mind getting beat, but not by wanting it. They wanted it much more than us. They won every 60-40 tackle. They won every loose ball. And they let us, and again, I hate to say it, and it may be to do with it going through the way the club's been, we got bullied again. I'm not saying they were dirty. I'm not saying they were dirty, not at all, Newcastle. They deserve to beat us 100%. But we should never be bullied. I've seen poor teams come down to the Arsenal, crap teams, but they don't get bullied. And we allowed ourselves, again, not the first time this season, to get bullied. I said that also I've been saying, we must train, not on a football pitch, we must train on a seesaw. Because one week we're good, next week we're bad. It's ridiculous. It really is pathetic. We haven't got any... Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I hear that, Melvin. But just to give you guys, I know you've been on the show. I listened to Arteta's press conference. He basically came out and said Newcastle was the better team. We had nothing today. They deserved a win. Congratulations to them. And the guy asked him, why do you think your team didn't perform tonight? And he said there was many reasons. We tried to change things at half time and during the game, but it didn't work. Anything we tried, it didn't work. They were winning all the games. They were winning all the balls. And we had nothing. It wasn't good enough. Basically, that's what he said. And then lo and behold, 2 minutes later, again, instead of the captain who's wearing an armband to come out and speak, Granit Xhaka comes out and does a press conference. So if Martin Odegaard wants to wear a captain armband, certain things come with it. Today, and the Spurs game was one of those times that your team flops, you're the captain, you come out and you speak. If you don't have the bottles, don't wear the armband.
100%.
Melvin,
I agree with you.
can I ask you a
Listen,
question
he's got
as
some
well?
nice touches. Sorry,
Melvin, what's your thoughts on Arteta as well? While we got you here, man.
Right, the first time is my first thought, and I've said it all season. Even doing it, he's a very lucky manager because no other club in the Premiership would have allowed him so much free reign over the last 2 years. No other club, and I'm talking about clubs well below us. They'd have gone, hold on a minute, this ain't right. Let's chop. I thought he might be turning things round, but there were cracks there. We saw the cracks, and perhaps tonight has showed us that it doesn't matter because he said he changed things at half time. When that team came out, the first 5 minutes of the second half, nothing changed. You wouldn't have known it would have been a half time.
Melvin,
So
he made his first substitution, Martinelli, for Emil Smith Rowe 7 minutes into the half time. And I'm thinking, what's that 7 minutes going to do for Emil Smith Rowe? Make the change at half time. Why wait 7 minutes for what?
Yeah. I mean, Smith Rowe was having a mare, let's face it. I mean, he may not be 100% fit. But as you're saying, what's he going to do in that 7 minutes? Was he expected to grow another pair of legs? It wasn't never going to happen. It wasn't his night tonight.
Yeah, Ramsdale as well was a bit suspect tonight with his kicking and everything.
In the meantime, a midfielder that was available in January, Melvin, that we had an opportunity to get, right?
Yeah.
We knew we were one injury in midfield away from a disaster. What was he thinking? Did you see that guy's performance today?
Different class.
A head and shoulders above any midfielder we've got. Apart from maybe Partey, those two would be amazing together. And what did he do? Let them go to. So at that time, they were relegation battle, Newcastle, and they got him ahead of us. We got no excuse, in my opinion.
Let's hear what AMB. Sorry,
30, 35.
Oh no, really?
Something like that. Yeah.
40,
30,
I think 40.
Oh, maybe 40. All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Still,
listen, we paid 50 million for a centre half. So to play, and it's far more important to get.
We paid 50 million for fucking Joey Essex's BTEC bloody. Do you know what I mean? That's what we
paid 50 million. And with all due respect, he's a good footballer, but he ain't, in my opinion, a quality centre half. There's a difference.
No, he's not.
The best centre half.
Let me just move on to see what AMB has got to say. But hold on, Melvin. Right. You see that Ben White. The day he came out and he said he doesn't know who Patrick Vieira is the day he lost me. For me, that would never. It will never be the same. You can't come out and say something like that. And then let's see what AMB. What's your thoughts on the game, man?
Bro, that was absolutely shocking, man. Shocking. Like,
we know that. Tell us something we don't know.
Let me tell you boys something, yeah?
Go on, man.
He spent 50 million and we didn't even get Brighton's best defender.
True, Dunk's better than him.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. And then you shoehorn Emil Smith Rowe to play on the left, and Martin Odegaard's been missing for the last 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
What
Bro,
did he do in that game?
Our central midfield is not strong enough for the likes of Odegaard and people like that to get the ball.
Bro, when
To
I saw Joe Linton and Bruno and Longstaff in midfield, I said it's a wrap. It's a long night for Martin Odegaard. He got bullied.
Of
Left,
course he
right, and
did.
centre. He couldn't take more than 2 touches.
He's not there really for the midfield battle, bro. He's there to put the icing on the cake, and we're meant to have enforcers in that midfield.
He can't even do that, Lev.
We've got Xhaka and El Neni, and they've got Bruno, and he bossed it.
Disagree,
we
Lev.
spent
Disagree,
we spent
mate.
35 million on Martin Odegaard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Name me one other top team in Europe that really wanted him.
No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, but I
And
don't think
I
Odegaard's
don't
the
wanna
problem
point
on his
all-
own, is he?
I don't want to point all the fingers at him.
No.
But my thing is, he should have never played 90 minutes today, and he should have never been on that pitch for 90 minutes at Spurs. Let's be honest.
But Arteta has no choice but to play him, though, mate.
We haven't
because
got anyone else.
no, it's not that. It's like I said earlier. If Odegaard plays well, we play well. If Odegaard plays crap, we play crap. It's all reliant on that one player. We haven't got any. We need an upgrade on Martin Odegaard already. Telling you, fact. And what you just said as well, Lev, about he's not there for the midfield battle. Every single midfielder that plays for Arsenal Football Club should have the personality and the passion and the want to fight.
That's not
in the
what I
midfield,
mean, though,
man. Come
Brandon.
on.
I understand what you're saying. No, you're right. He does have to put in the work. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be putting in tackles and all that, but the best elements of his game is not that. The best elements of his game is possession, orchestrating, and picking out the pass and controlling
Lev, you need to
the
have
game.
some sort
If
of
your midfield's
physicality
not on
about you.
top, players like Odegaard, I'm just telling you what we've signed. If
He's
your
only good at
midfield's
possession.
not on top, he is not going to dominate that midfield for you.
Ozil Mark II, yeah? Passenger.
Ozil,
because he's not got
Ozil was
physicality.
better than him. At least Ozil had a little bit of physicality about him, I feel. But Odegaard is...
I don't think
Anyway.
this guy could read the game. I don't think Odegaard can read the game. If I'm honest, Ozil read the game. He wasn't the best player in the world, but Ozil read the game. That's why he won a World Cup. Let's be honest.
And Ozil,
Anyway,
given a
we've got
chance,
Ronnie.
he would have scored goals. He took his chances, Ozil. This geezer can't take it. Don't know how to shoot.
He takes about 15 touches before he gets a shot off.
Listen, don't forget, Mesut Ozil was providing assist left, right, center when we had Giroud up front. Imagine if Odegaard was playing with Giroud. What is he going to do? Nothing. Anyway, Ronnie is here. Ronnie, what's your thoughts on the game, man?
All right, evening, lads. First of all, and
Ronnie.
Evening.
and I obviously watch your show regularly.
Thank you.
Obviously,
Thank you,
especially, sorry, obviously, I haven't seen the rest of you, but obviously, Lev, Shaheen, Mo,
Thanks.
and Tom. I watch you guys on a regular basis. First time being on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm quite angry today. I'm not going to lie, so I'm just going to come and say
Let it
what
out,
I
bro.
feel.
Let it out, man.
Yeah,
Let
I just need to let out what I feel because
Go
it's
for it,
been.
bro.
That's why we're doing this show, man. Let it out.
Therapy, bro. It's therapy. Go.
No,
for it,
100%. I need this today. Honestly, I literally my shirt's right there in the corner. I've literally thrown it off from like 70 minutes, but it's a car crash today. I'm gonna just start with a few things that I feel, and then I want to hear you lot
Go for
in
it, bro.
terms of what you feel. So, first of all, I know you lot. I've been hearing you backstage, but I want to start with players, and then I'm going to go to the manager afterwards. So, in terms of players, first of all, I don't understand what's going on with these players. Like, for me, there's a mentality problem at Arsenal, and it has been there for over a decade. Now, I think as Arsenal fans, and I'm one of those, I try to encourage our youngsters. I try to encourage certain individuals to try to go on and on and on. And now we've got this youth project that's going on. I feel like it's blown out of proportion. So when we see the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, in the first half of the season getting double figures in goals and assists and stuff like that, when it comes to crucial moments, they're always going to fold. So my thinking is, first of all, they should never be in that situation. Now, you got to go back to it. Everyone says we've got the youngest squad in the league. Yes, but people don't understand that's by design. It's not there. Arteta didn't take over a young squad. He chose that by design. So that's what people got to understand. Like, we shouldn't be relying on a 20-year-old Saka, 20-year-old, 21-year-old Smith Rowe, and Martinelli, and Odegaard, etc. For me, they're not great players. They will in the future, but for me, they're not the answer. They should be backups. Half of our squad should be backups. Their needs is crying out for experience. It's crying out for someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck and just do the tempo. And Shaheen just mentioned before I came on, Ozil. He weren't the best. I'll be honest with you, he weren't the best for Arsenal. But one thing he done, he controlled some games in terms of tempo. Odegaard is too young to control a game by tempo. And tempo means not assists, not goals, like this new generation thing. It's about actually holding the ball, winning tackles, playing it back, playing it forward, picking the right passes, then attacking. We haven't got that maturity. And I'm sorry to say, Tottenham, the game at Tottenham highlighted that. They've got the maturity in Kane, in Son, in Kulusevski, in Højbjerg even, to actually predict and actually know when to go forward, when to defend. We don't have that maturity. I'm sorry. It goes from the players, and I'm sorry, I know I'm taking a lot of time,
No, bro,
but I'm going to move to the manager. It goes to the manager. So it kind of, what I wanted to do is travel down to the players, but what I'm going to do is it ascends. So what it means is the players are like this, and I've just explained the play style, and then it goes to the manager. So the manager is naive, is a novice. So you can't expect, like everyone on this show, and I've seen many YouTube shows say, Arteta should have done this, Arteta should have done. What do you expect him to do? He's a novice. He doesn't know what tactical implementation to do in-game, pro-game, post-game. He doesn't know. So he's a novice in the press conference, a novice pre-match, he's a novice in the game. So he's going to do this. Second of all, and it goes higher than that, I'm going now, Edu, all these, Vinay, etc. They also are novices. So they don't know what players to buy, what talent to spot, what suits what system, novices. Everyone harps on about the owners. I'm actually sick of it. I'm not Kroenke out, by the way. And I'll tell you one thing why. Because if you're Kroenke out, you're Arteta out. Kroenke has set this project, not Arteta. This youth project is set by Kroenke, not by Arteta. It's travelled down. Arteta has gone to Kroenke in America in January and said, I want this youth project. Kroenke was like, 3-year deal. It just got announced. Now Kroenke's agreed to that, and now he's got a 3-year project. So anyone that wants Kroenke out is Arteta out as well, because it's travelled down. The owners agreed to his project. He's actually putting this together. So that's what I want to make clear. Before you say Kroenke out, it's the board, Edu, Vinay, Arteta has formed this strategy. They've put it to Kroenke, who doesn't care about Arsenal, and Kroenke's like, yes, tick. Europa League, this money, that money, tick. Cool. We're going to travel down with that now. So before you say Kroenke, think about what's been adhered to and what's been agreed to, and then you've got to have the same opinion for the owner and for the board and for Arteta. It works in an absolute model, and that's the last thing I can say.
No, we agree. We agree. And I look, if wanting Kroenke out means Arteta out, it doesn't bother me, because my team, I want the best for my team. That's all I want.
No manager's
right?
better than the club.
Yeah, and look, there's people here that back the manager more than the club, and I don't care. Listen, whoever's managing, I don't care who it is. I want him to do well. I wanted Arteta to do well. I do want him to do well. But like you said, bro, we are novice from top to bottom, right? We are. And he has made some crucial mistakes this season, and we got handed top 4 on a plate. And January, had we been brave, we would have had top 4 now. Simple. We made those mistakes.
He keeps making those mistakes.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
The only thing that I would say, Ronnie, is you said how it ascends. I would say it descends. And I'll tell you why. Because the players that we have on the pitch.
Listen, let me stop you for a second. Right? Granit Xhaka has come out after the game, and I just listened to him. This is his exact words. Right? He said, if you're not ready for this game, don't come and play. Sit on a bench. We need people who have balls. His exact words, balls. Yeah, to come and play. This was the most important game of our season. It doesn't matter about you. Granit Xhaka. If you're not ready, it doesn't matter about age or anything. You need to come and turn up, and that's Granit Xhaka. And you know what?
Did he turn up then?
Huh?
Did he turn up then?
Yeah, did he? Where was he tonight?
It was in Bruno's back pocket. That's where he was.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Mate, get that fucking fraud out of the club straight away. Anyway, what I was saying.
At least
what I
he's
was
coming
saying-
out and saying something. Go on, carry on.
What I was saying about it descending is because the players that we have on the pitch reflect the position in which the manager is in. So Arteta coming into this football club doesn't have the credentials as a manager in order to be able to tell top players, players that have experience, what to do on the pitch. That is why we've gone for this youth design. That's why, because if he goes with a youth project with young players that are coming up and coming, they will listen to what he's got to say rather than trying to battle his way through these big egos and that. And that's why he's fallen out with the likes of Aubameyang and players like that with big egos and that have been there and have done that. So for me, this whole thing stems all the way back to the manager. And then, as Ronnie just said, it's a project that's been put together by the Cronkies. So if you're Cronky in, you're Arteta in. If you're Cronky out, you're Arteta out. But the thing is it goes past the Cronkies and it comes all the way back to the fan base.
Yes,
because the fan base, lap everything up that the football club does. They don't put enough pressure on the club to do what it should be doing. And therefore, the Cronkies, they're only putting out what the fan base are lapping up and are happy with. You know what I mean? Like, if you went to, I don't know, Aldi and brought some tea bags, you brought Aldi's tea bags, right? But they was crap. But then you went and buy them again. Whose fault is it? Yours or Aldi's?
Can I just say, we are not saying that Aldi's tea bags are crap.
Well, listen, I'm just gonna. I've got 4 more people waiting on the background, so I need to keep everybody coming.
Sorry, guys. I know.
Hold on.
Nice to meet you again, boys. Thanks for
Melvin,
Hold
mate,
on.
don't be a stranger, Melvin.
No. Hold
No,
on.
I will do. I promise you. All the best, boys.
Hold on.
Thanks.
I'm gonna hold on, Melvin. I'm gonna give you guys like a quick 1 minute to have your final say. Do you mind, Lev?
Guys, before you go, I've got one other question I want to ask the panel, and I want to know what you think. And I've seen this for a few games now. Now, a lot of players.
Very quick, Ronnie. Very quick.
Sorry, yeah, I'm going to be quick. I'll be 30 seconds. So a lot of people are blaming, players, etc. But one thing I want to question Arteta on, I've seen this quite a few games, is he takes off he takes off defenders and he brings on attackers. What I'm saying is, if it's his players, why is he not just taking off Eddie for Laka, Saka for Pepe? Why is he not taking off midfielders for attackers? Why is he taking off Gabriel, Tomiyasu? I know Tomiyasu injured, but why is he taking off our defence? And he does this for a few games and bringing on attackers. I just want to know, if he was a tactical genius, if he had any strategy, why is he doing that?
He
Please
doesn't have a
someone
clue.
needs to win.
He doesn't have a clue. He's nicking and
Desperation.
living.
No.
He needs
In
to
all
win. He needs to
fairness,
score goals. He needs to win.
exactly. And
That's
another
not
thing
strategy.
is,
That's not
if
strategy.
No, but in all fairness, if he did like for like, he'd get criticised for that as well.
Yeah, I agree with Melvin. Look,
I've seen it a few games. We've not got a result in any single one of those games.
Ronnie, you're 1-0 behind, right? If you lose 1-0 or 5-0, makes no difference. You need to win. So of course he's going to take his defender. He's going to go for it, and that's what he's done.
But my problem is not in isolation. My problem is for 5, 6, 7 games. He's done it in a row, and he's never got a result. He's done it at Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brighton, and he's done it again. He's never got a result. So my question is, he needs to have a better strategy.
But this is the thing. It also shows that he got it wrong in the first place.
Yeah. Those
So it
3
shows he's
games
not
he got
a
found out
tactical team.
technically.
Okay. Well, listen, guys, hold on. I need to just step in because I've got people waiting for a long time. So listen, you 4, thank you very much for coming. Melvin, don't be a stranger.
AMB's had hardly had a chance to say anything, bro.
Yeah, let me just say one thing. Yeah,
go on quickly.
I got you, AMB, bro.
Shaheen, how long have I got, Shaheen?
You got 30 seconds.
I'm joking,
quickly.
but check this, yeah.
Oh, he's taking a piss out of you, innit? How long
Lev,
you got?
Lev,
sorry.
I'm gonna fucking mute you.
Cheer up, man.
Go on.
It's not that serious, but yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him tonight and bring in Graham Potter, man. This guy can't manage anything.
Agreed.
It's not gonna happen.
All right.
The only Graham Potter they get is against from Phoenix Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, Much appreciated. for
Gentlemen,
coming
thank
on.
you very
Thanks for
much.
your time.
Appreciate it.
Respect,
Cheers,
guys.
Jenny.
Respect,
Cracking,
Melvin,
Brandon,
good to see you. Good to see you, Ronnie. Good to see you,
Take care.
AB. Respect, man.
Cheers.
Take care, bro.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
Right.
and Brandon. See you later, Brandon. Didn't really. Go on next. You'll be cold
guys.
today, Shaheen.
How are you guys? You all right?
Hey, how's
Hi,
it going?
please.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Norman, you go first. You're
I
an
go
Arteta fan, so you go first.
Ah, it's disappointing, obviously. So I'm not gonna disagree with anything you guys said. This was lost in January for me. We should have strengthened the squad, and we didn't. If I'm completely honest, I agree a lot what you guys said. I don't agree a lot what other people said here. I'm actually
As long as you
wanting
agree
to
with
talk.
us, Norman, that's all right.
Say it again. Sorry.
I said, as long as you agree with us, that's all right.
Yeah, I heard comments like the players didn't want it. I mean, how can you tell it from your armchair? It's just, I'm sorry, that's dumb. Of course, they wanted it. The young players wanted it. They did everything they could. At the end of the day, if I'm completely honest, our squad is not better, worse than Manchester City's, Liverpool's, Chelsea's, Tottenham's. And if I'm completely honest, our manager is worse than what this team had. So at the end of the day, I think our position is reflecting where we are, reflecting what we deserve. And it's obviously disappointing, but we need to strengthen this team because honestly, you can't get Champions League with El Neni and Nketiah and these kind of players. I'm sorry, Pepe is coming on from the bench. He's non-existent for a year or more. So I know you guys think I'm Arteta in, but I'm Arteta in, by the way. Oh, yes, that's a lot of crap. If you are Arteta in, then you have to be Kroenke's out. I'm sorry, if you are Arteta in, you have to be Kroenke in, and if you are Arteta out, you have to be Kroenke's out. That's bollocks. That's just not how it
Norman,
works.
can I ask you something? Did
Yeah.
you say our players, they turned up and they did their best?
I think they did their best. That's what they are capable of.
I agree 100%. I agree with that.
I mean, we did see today there was no progression from the midfield. So what Xhaka coming out is, as you guys usually say, suckable offense as its own. That's just bullshit. He didn't turn up today. He didn't put in one tackle today. So it's just a lot of crap for me. But if I'm completely honest, I'm Arteta in because the way I see it, when he arrived, when the first time he entered our dressing room as a manager, what he could see is a lot of overpaid players who are underperforming. He could see players who pass their best, or they are in the peak, but they are not good enough, and a lot of youngsters. And except the last one, they got rid of all of them. And this is why we got short today. This is why we have no bench today. And even though we spent 250 million, I know it's an easy number to throw out there, but just remember he took over a team that was 10th at the time, and he managed to squeeze out an FA Cup, which is very nice. We love that. So yeah, this is when Arteta in.
Yeah, I mean, I told. Yeah, I'm just gonna avoid the Arteta in out conversation. Norman, I think. I mean, you know my thoughts here. I'm so confuffled right now. Like it's just overwhelmed with like emotion because I think I saw this coming. So I should have been more prepared for this because I saw this coming since December. But you made an interesting point when you said all these teams now that are above us clearly have better managers. Do you want to hear an interesting fact? Is that when we were in the worst position and worst run of games in the club's history, 50% of the managers that finished or are going to finish above us were available to Arsenal. That's interesting. And I get it. People are going to see the Kroenkes, etc. But Arteta should have been sacked at that point. I thought he should have been sacked after the first 8th place finish. But people want to give him. People believe that he should have been given an opportunity, etc., etc. So now we've spent 250 million, and I know you don't like that number because it's an easy number to throw out there. Abdul threw that number out there, and he's saying it's not enough. It's absolute madness because I think we spent almost 80 million pounds more than the team that was the second biggest spender in Europe. And who did we bring in for that 250 million pounds, you might ask? Ben White, Martin Odegaard, and Tomiyasu. No, everybody sat here and they
Ramsdale
jizzed
as
all
well.
over themselves when we talked about Tomiyasu, and I said he was bang average, and I said Ben White was bang average, and these players like El Nene, and I got shouted at. People said to me, "No, these players are good role players. We got to have him." And I said to people that these players are not good enough. They're just not good enough. And he chose. He was the individual that decided he was going to get rid of some of the quality players that we had. Fair enough if you believe those players needed to leave, but that is a decision that he made himself, right? And I was always making the joke that we're not creating enough chances. Even when we were winning games, people were like, "We're creating chances." It's not true. It was bollocks. Like, we literally feed off of other teams' errors. We don't create clear-cut chances. It's nonsense. And I'll say this here, and I'm happy. I must say I'm happy. Let me choose my words wisely here. I think I'm now in a position to say exactly how I really feel about certain players now, because I've been kind of dancing around it because we kind of had this topsy-turvy season. I'll say it now blatantly. I think Gabriel Martinelli is one of the most overrated youngsters in Europe. I'll tell you why. If you look at players, and I know people hate me going back to the past, but Arsenal fans, and this is where we had such a high expectation of the team, we used to look at players like Alexander Hleb. Just bear with me for a second. Hleb used to get the most stick from Arsenal fans because he wouldn't shoot, he wouldn't do certain things or whatever. Look at his statistics and look at the amount of chances. I looked at a stat the other day. I think it showed that Hleb at one point created more chances in 10 games than Gabriel Martinelli and Saka combined for 2 seasons. That's an interesting stat.
I love the guy.
And that's what I'm saying. We don't have those technical players. Arsenal fans have fallen into the trap of a player that runs around and runs around. He's doing, that's quality. That's not quality. When people talk about Ozil, it's like, oh, he doesn't put in a tackle. And that brilliant guy that came on, Ron, he said, people have to understand there's elements to the game, knowing when to pass the ball, when to hold the ball, somebody that dictates the play, like Bruno Guimaraes. He was doing that today. He picked his passes. That's what players do.
Couldn't get the ball off him, Max.
But do you know what, Max? It's not necessarily technical abilities for me. Sorry, I know others want to speak as well. I'll be short. Yeah. This is not technical abilities for me. Exactly your example from Lab. Do you know who we bought to replace Lab? This is where the whole mentality for me, for Arsenal Football Club, went wrong. We bought Walcott.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he played with Walcott.
So
but essentially, Walcott was his backup, right?
Point, we have lost a lot of intelligence on the field. And this is what we are missing today. Shakas and Nenes, these kind of players. Martinelli, I love him. I think he's going to come good. But these are not intelligent players. We are used to the Roshitskis. We are used to Van Persie's on the front. We are used to, different type of players, better players, obviously.
But the problem is the manager.
A lot of intelligence on the pitch. And this is why we got a lot of booking. This is why we are where we are.
But the manager is the one that decided to pick these players and continuously, perpetually play them. He's overplayed Saka. Anyone with half a brain could see that Saka was burnt out in January. Kept playing.
Yeah, but there is no one else, mate.
Wait for it. No, I don't agree. People love to give me stick about Pepe. There's a player there, but he chooses to ostracize him like he's done to every other player, and then expects to bring him on with a few minutes to go to save our season. That is ridiculous, and Pepe should be laughing his ass off. He should have done what one of those players did a couple of years ago and refused to come on. But he has respect for the fans and for the club. He comes on, yes, and he had a couple misplaced passes.
140,000 a week, he should have respect. Let's the other guys.
Yes, and that's fine. But you can't. He's ostracized these players, and he's now expecting them to deliver in 2 games. It's ridiculous.
Can I just say something? You got 2 more people on this chat as well, so let them have a say.
Hello, fellas.
Do you want to start? Yeah. Do you want to have tell us what you think, T?
Yes.
Hello, guys. Hello, Lev. I've been watching you guys for a while. I just kind of watch. I never say anything, but I enjoy the show. But this time it's one of those days.
Today was just too much for you.
It was too much. I had to say something. I feel like we have settled. You settle in life and you get what you get. I feel like as Arsenal have decided to start settling, and that's what we did. Because don't get me wrong, when we fired Unai Emery, everybody was like, everybody was with that decision because we weren't happy with what was done. But I feel like the moment we decided that the next best guy for us was Arteta was when we dropped the ball. I feel like that was the moment Arsenal fans should have said no, hell no. But we took it. We took that guy that has never managed a team before. It's like having a CEO of a company, of a $3 billion company, run a $3 billion company that has never managed a company before. Who else would do that?
Exactly.
That's exactly what we've done.
Agreed.
Arsenal is a $3 billion or £3 billion investment institution, and we have this guy who's never managed one before run it. You know, so it's like, why are we crying now? We're getting exactly what we deserve.
Thank you.
And
I've said it. I said it. The fans deserve this. They totally
Yeah,
deserve
but how
this.
is this? How is this Arteta's fault, not Kroenke's?
Guys, let T finish his point. Let T finish his point.
We don't understand. We don't understand our power. We are the fans. We are the ones who decide what we want. This is not the first time that fans have chased. We chased Wenger out of our club after all he's achieved.
For this,
he overstayed, and we knew it. And we if we can tell Emery to leave for finishing 5th, why did we accept Arteta staying after 2 8 position finishes? And he's about to get 6th this time around. We are out of all the European competitions and domestic competitions by January. It's never happened in 25 years, and we didn't say anything. The January transfer market ended. He didn't strengthen our midfield. Bruno Guimaraes was there for the taking. He didn't strengthen our midfield. He left us bare. They renewed Xhaka's contract they gave him 4 more years. This guy moves like a big boat. We had a chance to get a two-footed midfielder who can create, who can advance attacks,
who's mobile.
We have overachieved according to fans. We have
settled.
Target.
Who do you think decision was that?
This is the target. This is the target.
Let King have his say. Let King have a say, man. King's like Gabby and Gooneries. He hasn't said anything, bro. How you doing, King, brother? How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm all right.
Joining us again, man, for some therapy.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. For me, when it comes to Arsenal Football Club, it's all about, if you look at the top, that's where the problem starts. So we have owners whose ambition isn't to win. And because the ambition isn't to win, mediocrity is allowed. That's why it's allowed for us to sell our best players and not replace them. That's why it's allowed for us to go into a January window and weaken the squad instead of strengthening. It's not that we sold players and we replaced them. We were allowed to actually weaken our squad and weaken our starting 11. And it was allowed by the owners. They were okay with it. There was no noise. There was no pressure because there's no target for Arteta. The target is to have young players that is likable by the fans so we can sell shirts, we can sell merchandise, we can get them more money. It's not about winning titles. If they wanted to win titles, we've had a period where we could have sacked Wenger and get Guardiola. We didn't. We could have gotten Klopp. We didn't. Conte, Mourinho, Tuchel, Allegri, Mancini. I mean, Ancelotti. We've seen probably 10 of the best managers in the past 20 years. We've had the opportunity to employ them, but we didn't employ them. And you can see what a manager like Klopp can do with restricted funds. But that's not the ambition at Arsenal. And the owner said it when he took over the club. I didn't buy Arsenal to win. And the fans don't put enough pressure on the owners. Yeah, Arteta isn't a good manager. Yeah, we can get him out of the club. But then what? To get who? They're probably going to employ Per Mertesacker.
No, but the question is, you say that, and I get your point because I do agree. I agree to a certain extent. The question is, though, like, they're still giving you 250 million. I get that we don't put a lot of pressure on the owners, but as an owner, he's thinking to himself, listen, if I can reap a massive return on investment without investing that much money, and he's sitting there thinking, well, 4th, 5th place, I'm still making money, I'm still making profits, because Arsenal fans are a bunch of morons. They're going to keep paying the highest ticket prices for the worst results. Why is he going to invest more money? That is enough for him. So I get to your point that we should probably be putting more pressure on him, but he's still handed over 250 million pounds, right? He handed over 250 million pounds, and what did we do with that money? No, the money was squandered by a novice manager, and fans are continuously and perpetuating this nonsense that it's time and we've overachieved. You have people with their agendas, and I know people hate me name dropping here, but that is a problem that we have. So we now have a bunch of fans who are now so impressionable that they read certain podcasters and they come on here and they think, oh, you know what, 6 is fine. Because I looked at I actually hopped off of this stream today and looked at Harry's stream just to have a laugh. And he's saying, no, we've overachieved. He's okay with that because that was the goal at the start. But that is the mentality that Arsenal fans have.
So you want to watch Harry Simio to cheer yourself up?
Not this Arsenal fan. Not this Arsenal fan. I'll tell you.
With all due respect, Lev, like I'm speaking about the younger, more.
Yeah, I know, bro, but I'm just saying we had a chance. We're not ruthless enough. We had a chance to put this season to bed in the January window. We could have buried it and made sure Spurs couldn't get back into it. We could have strengthened in the areas we needed to, and this would have been done and dusted. Those three games we lost, we wouldn't have lost. It's a simple.
I need to step in here, and I need to thank you all for coming on. We've been doing. I've got a couple of more people I need to bring on, and we've been doing a watch along before, and I'm genuinely super tired, and I can see my left face as well that is tired. So I want to thank you all for coming on, having your say. I'm sorry I couldn't give you more time. Hopefully next time you can have more time to speak. Maximus, nice speaking to you as always, brother. And Mo didn't come this week. I don't know why. I hope he's not upset. So anyway, thank you all for coming.
Yeah, no problem,
and
guys.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much for doing this that late.
No, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Can I just address this? Yeah, look at this. Temple Bands live entertainment. I hope your flipping entertainment that's live is more interesting than this comment. You didn't give anyone fourth. It wasn't yours to give because you weren't good enough to win games when it mattered. You're only as good as the points on the table. Typical deluded Arsenal. Now, he's probably a Spurs fan and he's going on like they're about 10 points ahead of us. But what we're actually saying is, yes, we don't deserve it now. What we're trying to say is, had we strengthened in January, it was there for the taking. That's what we're saying. Temple Bands, go and play your guitar. Albert, how you doing, bruv?
Albert,
man, how you doing, bruv? Free Palestine, love that.
All good, mate. All good.
Yeah, you too. Good to see you.
Albert, what's happening? Talk to me, Albert.
Well, it's good to see you two anyway, despite a tough night. Big up to you guys for doing this tonight, man. Seriously.
Thank you, man.
Seriously.
On the night shift.
You know what? I said a few weeks ago, about 3-4 weeks ago, right? Irrespective of whatever happens this season, I just want this season done. I'm drained. You know, we all do the podcast, do the streams, and it's tough, man. Like it's Arsenal team. They dangle it in front of you. They put in some good performances. Then it goes back to typical Arsenal. And tonight, especially for me, I don't know what the guys have said earlier in the stream, but one word that stood out to me straight away was intensity. And we didn't show any of that tonight.
Bottle.
No, it was poor. Just first balls, second balls. We looked toothless. Defensively, we look shaky. This is not the Newcastle side under Steve Bruce. I think they said that they've had the best overturns from the first 18 games and the second 18 games in the league history. They're not to be. Eddie Howe's got them playing very, very well, and I actually expected the way the first half went. I actually expected Newcastle to be on the front foot more than us, because quite simply, from the games I've seen this season, we don't start games very, very well. You saw the stat.
We just got dominated, Albert.
Yeah, you saw the
throughout the game. You know, not even first half. Throughout the game, they were winning all the tackles, all the first balls, all the second balls. Ramsdale's kicking was dreadful. Everything
awful,
that was coming out, it was going back in.
Bruno was in the wrong shirt.
Yeah, and you know, you can't. I don't care who you're playing. You can't go somewhere and just be under the cosh from the word go for the whole game and walk away with something. It just won't happen. And we made Newcastle look like world beaters today. You know, credit to them. They turned up. They wanted it more than us. They played better than us. So all credit to them. Congratulations to them. They deserve to win. Right? Yeah. But we just not good enough, man. Not good enough. I'll come back to you, Albert. Adnan.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, overall over the season, I mean, it started bad and it's ending even worse. So, I mean, what can you say about that, really? Look, tonight it was a bad result, obviously, but if you're asking me, I think even before the game, I think everyone was quite nervous about how we were going to play against Newcastle, considering their recent form. Um, it's just terrible. I think on the whole, if you look at the table, our goal scoring record's been quite poor this season. I think we're only in single digits when it comes to goal difference, and if you look at some of the teams that are above us, they're all in double digits, well above 20 goals. And that's been one of our struggles all season. We haven't scored enough goals, simple as that, and we haven't looked threatening enough. If you look at our bench, we don't have impact players anymore. Back in the days, even when we were challenging for top four, we had players like Rosicky, coming off the bench, creating something. The likes of Podolski, people who can actually go out and score goals. And when you look at our bench now, we don't have that kind of strength anymore. And it's quite disappointing looking at it. It's just shocking. I think.
Do you think, Adnan? Do you think he got the tactics right tonight?
Tactic-wise, I don't think he did, because I don't know what the tactics were tonight. And if you're asking me, I think the game against Tottenham, that was a disaster. But I don't think they recovered. I think mentally, they were just completely out of it today. And I'll tell you what it really showed and what really looked bad from my perspective. And that's when the second goal went in, right?
Yeah.
If you look at Mikel Arteta's body language, if you're looking at a leader and you want to, look at someone who's going to, push you on and stuff, his body language was all wrong. He had a defensive posture where he had his arms crossed and his face just gave you the impression that he's completely lost. And that's not something you want to look at, when you're talking about leadership or leaders. People have been saying he's a novice manager, and that really proved it for me. I think there's big questions that we need to ask about Mikel Arteta, because, a couple of months ago, we were still getting results. I think he was riding his luck a little bit with the squad that he had. I think, they're very reliant on the likes of, Thomas Partey and Xhaka in the centre, with Tierney on the left, and, everyone just chipping in goals when and where they can. We're getting a lot of 1-0 results and scrappy games here and there. But having said that, we were still in the driving seat for top four, but we obviously messed
Adnan,
up. Yeah.
Can I ask you something? You think top four is gone?
Top four is gone, yeah.
Can I ask these guys a question? What made Arteta look at that squad in January or December in the position that we were at, or we were in, and go, yeah, we've got enough here to see us through. So I'm going to weaken us further by putting some more players out on loan, selling a few others. What made him look at that squad and think Saliba wasn't better than Holding, or Mavropanos, or we could afford to have those gone, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles gone, and all these? What? But in particular, December, January. Albert, I'll start with Albert.
No, it's a good question. I've never, in my time of watching football, looking at a transfer window, where you have a policy where you have so many outgoings, not bringing any monetary value in as well, by the way,
and weakening.
Yeah, and the thing is, I always say, you have, irrespective of whether you are in a league position, but particularly when you're in a position of strength, you have to strengthen even more, knowing that we're struggling to score goals, one, and the squad depth for the squad depth is very, very thin. I thought the policy was absolutely crackers, and people said it at the time. A lot of Arsenal fans said it. Look, this will potentially come back to bite us on the arse. And Adnan made a good point in terms of. Adnan made a good point in terms of the goals scored. If you look at our goals scored in the last 3 or 4 seasons, that's a massive, massive concern. Even when Aubameyang was here, it's down every season. It's rescinded. So that was a massive problem. So to not strengthen and to go through to this point of the season where it was even still in our hands, and I just think to myself, you know what, Lebs and Sheen, what circumstances did this group of players or club want for us to get back in top 4? We had no European football.
Albert.
Yeah, we had no European football. You know, at the time we played West Ham, for example, I'll give you an example, right? They played 11 games more than us. And people said to me, "Oh yeah, but we had the Premier League congestion fixture and we had to." I said, "No, listen, the Premier League congestion fixture has been the issue way before COVID. If we played 11 more games as much as West Ham with our thin squad, we probably wouldn't even be having the top 8 conversation, and that's the harsh reality of it."
And all you have to do is add a
that is spot on. Adnan, do you want to give us your final thoughts before?
Yeah, I think what you said before about the January signings. I think at the time they put all their eggs in the basket and try to get that striker Dusan Vlahovic, but it fell through, and that is a massive concern for me because we've now relied on 2 strikers that potentially may not even be an Arsenal players by the next month or so. So the likes of Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah. So what happens next? There's already striker crisis in the world. I don't there's quite a few teams that are after strikers, and I can't see us getting anyone of decent like a decent nature anyway. So yeah, I think we'll struggle, and if you're not going to make top 4, we're not going to attract world like
it was their
leaders.
chance, man. It was
Well,
their
Adnan,
chance.
thank you very much for coming on, man. Much appreciated. Thank you for giving us your time, and hopefully next time we'll speak, you will be on
Respect,
better
Adnan.
time.
Man,
Look after
take
yourself,
care.
and thank you for coming
Thanks,
on, man.
guys.
Right, we've got Albert on, so should we just do a quick player rating and then call it a day?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Are you
because
sure you want to do that?
Well, yeah, why not, man? They turned up.
I'm
And
going
you
to
know
give
what?
Bruno 9 out of
I'm
10.
too tired, man. I'm too tired, and I think otherwise I really want to talk about this Granit Xhaka comment. But anyway, we'll leave that for tomorrow with Mo and Tom.
Leave it out, bro.
Let's start with Aaron Ramsdale. I'll start with Ramsdale. I'll give him a 5, and the reason for that is he made quite a few good saves, but his distribution was shocking all night, shocking, and just not good. And it's been like that for a while. People want to comment, please let us know your thoughts as well on the rating. Tomiyasu, Lev.
And there's a lot of people giving Tomiyasu stick. I don't think he's not fit. I think fully fit Tomiyasu is a good player. So you can't really mark him on it. But 3 or 4, he was struggling against the Maximus badly. So
Tavares, Albert.
Oh my God.
He was actually one of the better ones.
I saw a comment say, you know what? A lot of these Arsenal players will be lucky to get anything more than a 5, to be honest. I'll give him a 4. I'm being polite.
Okay. Ben White. Lev.
Ben White, where he scored a goal. 2.
Okay. Gabriel, Albert.
Ooh. You know what? Because he's been part of a defence, we ain't kept a clean sheet since Villa, have we? Jesus. 5.
He got subbed off as well. Which
injured. 5.
Was he injured? Or I think it was tactical.
I think it's tactical. Yeah, we desperately needed the goal. We needed the goal in it. He just he bought everyone. He bought all the attacking options, man. There was nothing else to do.
So Gabriel,
you asking me?
I said 5, innit? I said 5, innit? Yeah.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Midfield, Mohamed El Neni. I'll give him a 4. Mohamed El Neni, I think. Not
Xhaka,
great.
2.
Granit Xhaka.
2.
Lev? 2.
2. Yeah. For getting on the coach.
Albert. Martin Odegaard.
Wow. I don't know. He's playing. To be honest, Shaheen.
I didn't want to rate him
I
because
just think
everyone say you got an agenda against Odegaard and this and that. So
just bring out a deodorant range, call it Odegaard, and that'll be it.
No, I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 3, man. Seriously,
that's generous, Albert. I'll go with Emil Smith-Rowe. For me, Emil Smith-Rowe 2.
Shaheen and Les, you know what he needs to do next season? Go and get some boots that have got proper studs. Not just tonight. Plenty of games. A lot of games in this season. I don't understand. Get some proper boots. Get proper studs.
Yeah, he never got into the game for me. And he was just.
He doesn't.
To be honest with you, I was puzzled as to why Martinelli didn't start, and then Smith Rowe did. But anyway, for me, I give him a 2. Saka, Lev.
Saka shit today, so I will say 3. Done a few leg step overs.
Literally had a couple of moments, and that was it in the first half. That was
He looked burnt out. Smith Rowe looks burnt out. All our youngsters look burnt out.
Nketiah, Albert.
Oh my days! He was woeful.
2.
Cedric, Lev.
Oh God.
The guy seems to shrink more every time I see him.
Yeah.
2.
Okay, who did we have coming after that? Albert. We had
Lacazette. We had Lacazette.
Martinelli. Sorry, Martinelli.
Oh, yeah, of course. Got you know what? He probably gave us a little something, and that was not a lot, to be honest with you. So I'll give him a standard 5, man.
Okay. Lacazette, Lev.
Oh dear.
I'll give him a 2, and that's only because when they taped his head around, it crinkled the middle part of his head and made me laugh. There you go.
Okay, it's not really a good reason to give.
Yeah, he looked like a walnut after he had.
I'll do the last player, Nicolas Pepe.
Oh God.
I'll give him a 1.5. Misplaced passes, poor crossing, didn't impact the game. Lev, Mikel Arteta.
Wow.
I don't even want to talk about that guy.
You just rate him.
0.
Albert.
You know, with him, right? Not even just tonight, the press conference tonight. Just the last few times I've seen him talk, he looks like a beaten man. I know he won 4 games in that, but I just it doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, man. What tonight, Lev's Sheen, just based on tonight?
Yeah, for tonight's game, yeah.
I'll just give him a 1 for turning up.
I agree.
I don't know what.
I gave him a 0 for turning up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I don't know what has been happening behind the scenes, but as a manager, he could not get his game. He could not get his team to show up and put in a performance. For the second time, I think
worrying.
Yeah, for the second time that I've watched Arsenal back to back, they were phased by the occasion. And the word bottle comes to my mind because they bottled against Tottenham, they bottled tonight. So look, mathematically we can still qualify for top 4, but it needs a miracle. It needs Tottenham to lose to Norwich and us beating Everton, which based on tonight's performance, especially if Everton needing something to stay in the Premier League to come to Emirates.
I think they're going to need I said it through. I think they'll need a point to stay up come the playoffs.
Because they've got Palace at home. You know what? If I was Frank Lampard, Palace at home would probably be a more difficult game than Arsenal away right now.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about where we are.
I'd agree with that. I agree.
Anyway, thank you everybody who watched us. Thank you for everybody who took part.
My arse is stuck to the seat,
please
man.
hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe to Arsenal Lounge. You can find Albert and Albert JTV. Subscribe to his channel. Go check him out. He does good content. We very, very poor evening for the Arsenal. I feel sorry for the fans worse because they've got a long journey coming back from Newcastle and the players couldn't even turn up. Don't forget tomorrow 8 o'clock we've got Mo and Tom and we will talk about this game in more details. And thank you very much and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night.